I'm going to start by showing you the easiest way to get to the virtual learning environment. So you can start on the DSB1.ca website, then go to the e-learning tab in the right-hand column menu, and then click Course Login. Now at this time it says e-learning. It is a virtual learning environment that can be used by anyone in the school board. So click the link and you will be taken to the login portal. Once you're at the login portal, you could bookmark it for easier future reference. I'm going to log in under a demo account for an elementary student to show you what the student experience would look like. So this is the elementary student login, and I'm going to walk you through the integrations that exist in the virtual learning environment. The first resource, ArcGis, is a very specific resource that you could use in geography. So I'm going to click over to that resource. When you are on this page, you want to create a public account. That is also what your students can do. So just looking at some of the things that you can make in ArcGis, you can create a story map where you link maps with information and images. So for instance, this one on the Zika virus builds a story about the Zika virus, and there's maps built into the storyline. So there's lots of different reasons how and why you could use this resource in a geography class or in a social studies class. Britannica School is a very useful information source. So when you click on that link, it automatically passes you through to Britannica School. Note that you cannot get to Britannica School online without login credentials. We have it built into the virtual learning environment so that teachers and students can just click the link and get over to that resource. So there's 3 levels of reading. There's elementary, middle, and high. And I would say that it approximately aligns with, say, grade 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and then high school. If I choose elementary, then it brings me over to the home page for elementary students, and it's meant to be sort of engaging and have topics and information that it may be of interest to students. So you can see down here we've got articles, media, World Atlas, biographies, Animal Kingdom, and a pre-K to grade 2 students area as well. So when you do a search on a topic, you get these search results. Note that there's the level 1, 2, and 3 indicated across the top. It's not so obvious to students, but these align with the early, middle, and high levels. And so students can change levels if they want to challenge themselves more, or if they started at level 2, they could drop down to level 1 for an easier reading level. Those different reading levels aren't always available for every topic. If I click into this article on insects, then I get information that I can read and some other related topics. And you can see that at the elementary level, it's very segmented information. You can also play the information. So it has a digital voice. It isn't too bad to listen to. Note that there's other tools over here like print, email, and cite. And there's even an area for the teacher to possibly get some lesson information. If we switch back to middle, I'll put in landforms. You can see that it looks like it's written for an older student. Again, you've got those different article reading levels. You can print, email, cite, translate, and listen to the information. Going back to that menu, down the side, you can switch to images on that subject, videos, might have a dictionary definition, magazine articles. These are current articles from different magazines on that subject. Web's best sites. Now in this case there weren't any, but I love using the Web's best sites in Britannica School. Notice that there's also a lesson plan area at the bottom for teachers. So I'm just going to put in insects again and show you that it gives you quite a list of best sites at times. You can see there's a variety of ways to use this resource because it's just filled with materials on different subjects. Okay, favorite alert, Mindomo. I'm going to click over into this resource. So you may think you've used Mindomo before on the iPad, and the app is okay, but using it through the virtual learning environment is way better. So every person in the school board has a Mindomo account, and it's connected into the virtual learning environment. So you'll note if I go under more, I will see the name of the account. If I was logging in as myself right now, I would see my name up here. Students will see their name here as well. It works in the web browser of your iPad. You can do all of your Mindomo work in the browser. So I'm going to click into this sample mind map to show you that there are lots of options here. You can put nodes onto your mind map, add images, you can add videos. Notice that you can label lines as well to create connections between ideas. Now, the great function of Mindomo is the sharing application, so you can share just like you do a Google document. So when you hit share, you can invite people to share with you, and you can use their Google Apps for Education's emails, and you can change all the permissions and sharing that you wish to happen. You can make your map public on the web, or you can change it and make it private only to the people working on the map. You can also provide people a link for editing the map with you. So when you use Mindomo within the web browser, you get a lot more options, and when you're done, you can generate a final mind map by downloading. So you would hit download and you see there's numerous file formats you can use. If you're on your iPad, I would suggest using PDF or using a PGN, but if you're on a computer, you can use whatever file you want. I think it's best to just use the link to the map so that it opens up in the application. That's where you get the most functionality out of Mindomo. If you were to use a course environment to manage your class, sort of your links and assignment handouts and that sort of thing, similar to what you would do in Shobi, but it would be this logged in environment that looks like this. So I'm in the content area right now. You can add an existing assignment, external learning tool, Mindomo Assignment. So I've added that to the content area. So if I click into that assignment, I can then set the parameters. So I can give it a new title, write in the instructions, and then decide whether they're creating individual mind maps or whether they're going to work collaboratively in groups. If you say all in one group, then everyone in the class can collaborate on the same map. If you say groups of, then some students can start a group and other students can join a group. So you don't really have control over the groups. The students choose what groups they add themselves to. So they complete the assignment from here. I'll show you the student view. So if I click into that assignment as a student, I have a different view and it tells me that I can start the assignment. And when I click that link, it opens up my Mindomo and gets me to do my work. And it's very easy for the teacher to mark it because they can see the whole list of maps that belong to each student in that area, in the content area. So that's a feature that is very nice to use, but you have to be using the virtual learning environment to manage your course. It's possible to have a Learn 360 account, but it's also possible to simply use it through the virtual learning environment. Teachers and students can click on the link and be passed through to this database of videos that are on educational topics. So going into one of these videos, show you that it's broken down into segments so that it's easier for the teacher to use with students. There is a button for the page link. You can copy that link and then you can put it into a course environment. Of course, you have to be using a course environment within D2L to do that. So I'm going to show you what that looks like in a course. So I'm now in the course, in the content area, and I want to add the video under science. So I say new, create a link, give it a title, paste the URL, open as an external resource, and create. When the link is clicked, it brings the user over to Learn 360 to watch the video. This is the only way that students can watch these videos outside of school, is if they are given access to that link on the home page or use a course shell to organize your links. Next, we'll look at Pixton Comics. When you click this link, it will pass you through to Pixton to then create your account, and then after that it will pass you through to your account. Students will have to go into their account settings every single time they want to use Pixton, and that is something we hope to remedy. But they can go to change email and put in their password and then put in their GAFE email. Every night it will reset to their parents' email. The GAFE email needs to be in this location for Pixton to work. So once they have done that, they can click on Pixton, and once they are here, they can click Create Comic Now. It will ask them some questions about the setting they want to choose and how many characters. It will ask them to choose their characters. Then they will be asked if they want to open the app to work on their comic. They will open the app on their iPad, work on their comic, and when they're done and they click save, it will save back to their account on the web. So it is possible to just log into Pixton and do everything that I just said, but if you are using the virtual learning environment, it can be a nice integration. We're working on getting all the GAFE emails into the virtual learning environment so that students won't have to put in their email every time they want to use it in the future. The Naxos Music Library is another integration that is available to teachers and students. When you click the link, it passes you through. If you were online, you would need a username and a password to log in. Note that in the corner it says Welcome DSB of Ontario Northeast as a user. There are 1.9 million tracks in here, a lot of historical stuff, things that weren't available in digital. It's really to try and give you numerous artist genres. Notice that under Study Area, North America, OMEA Listening Curriculum, there are some lessons by grade and curriculum strand where they give you an idea of what music you could use and what prompts you could use with the students for listening appreciation purposes. I'm going to search World War I. It will show you music that came from the Great War. You select the album, and then you can either say select all if you want to listen to the whole thing and play selections, and it opens up a player to play the music for you. All teachers and students can create a link between their Google Apps account with the school board and this organization. The benefits are that you can upload or hand in work using your Google Apps account, and it also keeps you logged in. So you click on this link and then check that this is correct. So I would put Kim period Wagner, students remove the period. They just have to check that this is exactly the same as their Google Apps account, since this system uses the legal name and the Google Apps accounts were not necessarily created that way. Then you would click Create Link and follow the steps. I do have a video on this if you are interested in connecting your two accounts together. Once you have connected your accounts, your Access Google Apps widget will show a link to your mail, your calendar, and your Google Drive. You log in the virtual learning environment and you're automatically logged in to your Google Apps account as well. This widget is an activity carousel for K to 6. If you click the early years, this opens in a new link. There are all kinds of activities that can be completed by the JKSK student. The grades 1 to grade 6 carousel are a little different. It opens up this widget that has activities from each of your subjects and also from each of the strands in your subjects. So we got language, math, science and technology, social studies, health and physical education, and the arts. So I'm going to pick social studies and click Canada and World Connections, and there are 3 activities in the carousel. These are Flash-based activities. They don't work on the iPads in the regular web browser, but you can access the virtual learning environment through Puffin Academy, and then you can get into any of these activities that are on the home page. Note that I do have videos available on how to access and set up Puffin Academy. If you want more information on any of these resources and how to use them, you are welcome to contact me at my board email.